G'day guys, Jakko here, coming to you straight from the banks of Copeton. Just up here at the moment, I just filmed the AYC Cod Classic over the weekend. It's the Sunday Ovo now. Comp's ended and everyone's gone home, but it's a very tough event. I was pretty happy to not be fishing this weekend and just be behind the lens because there wasn't, I think there was about 17 cod caught between the 64 teams, so real tough fishing. There was a 122 caught last night, which is a bloody good fish, but apart from that there was a 101 and the rest of them were under the metre, so tough fishing. But I'm out here now. I've got the AYC Yellow Championships next weekend, round 4 at Copeton, so I thought I'd take the week off work and stay here and spend the 5 days just trying to catch a few fish, a few cod up here at Copeton. It's been a tough dam to me over the years. I've fished it plenty of times and I've caught a few fish, but you've really got to grind them out. It's definitely not the easiest dam, so we'll see how we go. I'm looking forward to it. I really just want to crack that metery. I've got a 97 and a low 90s and an 80 out of here, but I've never cracked the Copeton metre, so that's the goal for the week. But I'd be happy with any fish. I know how hard it is fishing out here at the moment, but I think hopefully during the week we've got a bit of some barometric pressure highs and lows coming through, so hopefully that'll be moving a bit and that might get them active. There won't be as many boats on the water obviously, so less boat traffic, less noise in the water. That hopefully might bring them on. Weather looks good. We got 30 mil of rain here on Friday night, so you never know, that might change a few things. They were releasing a fair bit of water out of here. I think the levels just dropped below 10%, so it's pretty darn low, which should, in theory, make it a bit easier because there's a bit less water between you and the fish. But at the moment, they're just not chilling for some reason. Early May, it's a good time, so you never know. It's all about the bite windows up here. Hopefully we can be on the water and just come across the right area at the right time. Got out there and had a bit of a sound at lunch, and there's plenty of bait about. Seen a few fish on the sounder, just hanging off some bait, so fingers crossed we can get them. What I'm doing is I've just got a few things that I'm going to use. Got a couple of gantrels, just picked these up. I'm just going to rig them up properly. Unfortunately they don't come with the right hooks to catch these cod, so going to pull these out, rig them up, put some chin weights on them, put some better hooks and some better split rings, so if I do get that chance to hook into a fish, I'm not going to lose it. So get this ready and get the boat all set up and head out this afternoon for our first crack at them. Let's do it. 121 on that gantrel I prepared before earlier. Oh, it's a beast of a fish, so pumped. We'll get this big girl back. Oh. Oh man, what a fish. Absolute demon. Oh, I'm stoked. Far out. I'm stoked. First 120. Absolutely pumped. Oh, she's a monster. Oh, oh yes. Fuck yes. Oh, it's so sick. A decent casting is in, like this. Oh. Yep. Oh. Here we go. Second metery for the week, just over at 102. Cream that gantrel again, absolutely stoked. We'll get him back, pretty happy. Oh, kicking. Oh, there she goes. Oh, can't hold on to them, mate, when they get in. They're ready to go. Righto guys, we just finished up fishing 5 days at Copeton. It's been a pretty good time for me. managed to get a few nice fish. In the end, we fished 8 sessions, 4 morning sessions and 4 night sessions, pretty much 3 hours each session, so get up at 5 and fish till about 8 and then fish from 5 till 8 again at night. So that was our plan of attack. Interestingly, all the fish come in the night sessions. We pretty much didn't get any touches or anything in the mornings, which is different to what the way it normally goes up here at Copeton. It's normally a morning bite, but for some reason we got all our fish right on dark, and one just after. So in the end, I managed to land an 87, a 102, and a 121. Very, very stoked with that 121. Bit of a goal of mine to get a 120 this year, so tick that one off. Pretty stoked, and also just to get a major in Copeton was another goal. So to get a couple of them, I'm pretty pumped. But good results, but it was tough fishing. None of the other boys managed to get any luck with them. There was a few missed opportunities and whatnot, as there always is with fishing, but for me, I was just lucky that they stuck. All 3 fish come on gantrels. The 2 meteries come on the largemouth bass colour, the one that I rigged up on the first day. That 121 actually come about 2 hours after I finished rigging that, so that guy there will be retired straight to the wall. The other one was on brown dog, the little 87, so that was pretty good. All the fish were landed and on this new Daiwa Tatchler rod. They'll be available the end of this month, so I was lucky enough to get my hands on one straight up before they got in the country. Daiwa sent it to me and said have a play with it, and yeah, been really happy with it. That 121 gave me some real curry. I've never had a cod fight like that, so I was pretty pleased to have this rod in hand when I was fighting that. Just teamed it up with a Daiwa Zillion reel HD, 50 pound J-Braid Grand, and I was just running a 60 pound leader. I normally fish 40, but just the chance of those big fish here, I thought I'd up it. So 60 pound, pretty happy when I hooked that 120 that I had the 60 pound, because she went hard. Other things that I used, I said it on the first day with these BKK Fangs hooks. I've only just started using these and I love them now. I'm not going to use anything else. I think they're $15 for 7 hooks, which is cheaper than any of the other brands. So, and they held up really well. Like, I had pretty much lock drag on those 2 metre fish for the start of the fight, and they didn't even look like bending. They stuck right in there and got the fish in. So saying that, you know, I stick right into them at the start and pull the drag back off. Once I know I've got those hooks in, I can back it back off, and the fish was sort of in about 4 to 5 metres, so, and not around timber or anything, so I didn't have to put too much pressure on them. With my gantrels, I was using these mustard football weights on the front. I was using 1/4 ounce and 1/3 of an ounce, which is pretty light. So they're about 7 grams and 10 grams respectively. But most people normally go a bit heavier, go about half ounce and heavier on the gantrels. But I think that's why I managed to get the hits that I did. I was fishing them a bit differently. I was fishing it really slow, those gantrels, and sort of just going like 2 cranks, pause, 2 cranks, pause, 2 cranks, pause, and just letting them slowly flood down as we're bringing it back to about 5 metres of water. And every fish that I got was actually on the pause, so don't know if that had something to do with it, if it was just luck or if it was actually what they wanted. So, but once I got that first fish on it, I just pretty much done that the whole week. So yeah, that's Copeton. It's definitely a tough fishery, but you can have weeks like this where it's just a life-changing trip, you know. I've been burnt here probably 5 trips before, and I've never really done any good here at all, so I'm pretty pumped to finally come up here and have a decent trip and get some nice fish. But still, you know, 8 sessions for 3 fish, it's hard work, it's cold, and you're fishing the coldest part of the day, so you just got to keep grinding it out. If you want to come up here and have a go, it's probably best to try and get a fair few sessions in, because a lot of the time it'll take you a few to work them out and work out what they're doing. At the moment, you know, we thought they'd be pushing up a bit shallower, but we actually found them out a bit deeper in 4 to 5 metres with the bait. There's a lot of bait around here, so we were trying to fish the edge of bait schools and that type of thing. The water temperature is still about 18 to 19 degrees, so it's still warm, because I don't think they've had a frost up here yet. So once I get that frost up here, that'll start to drop the water temperature significantly, and hopefully that'll push the bait up a bit shallower. And the fish will follow them up, and then it's always better fishing when they're right up in the shallows. But we just sort of fish to the conditions, put the boat out a bit wider, and just fish that 4 to 5 metres. And that's how we got them. Until next time.